All right, I virtually called it for last night's game. I basically said everything that was supposed to happen or needed to happen. And sorry if y'all heard this in the background. They doing construction outside my crib, and they going OD with the construction equipment. So if y'all can hear it, I apologize. But last night's game, it was a great game. It was really a stalemate, to be honest with you. It was really one of those tough fill 'em out games that I knew it was going to be, and I virtually called it. Like, the Bucs offense stepped up for the most part. The Rams defense stepped up tremendously. And then all I said, it was going to be a battle of who outperformed who on the opposite end. Now, the Bucs did create 2 turnovers, right? So Jared Goff did throw 2 picks. They turned both into points. The first pick turned into a field goal. The second one turned into a touchdown. Tom Brady also threw 2 picks. With his 2 picks, the Rams turned one into a touchdown and sealed the game with the other. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to give Sean McVay a lot of credit. Like, he really played to his offensive strength yesterday. They ran a lot of quick passes. I mean, it wasn't a whole bunch of deep shots. It was like kind of some medium range passes that turned into deep passes just because of their receivers being able to get some yak. So Cooper Kupp went crazy yesterday after the catch, and Robert Woods did pretty much the same. It really, they really flipped the field for them with their medium to short catches and just turning it upfield. Like, Robert Woods did great on some of his screen passes, because that's what it was a lot of yesterday. It was a lot of screen passing, short passing, not many bombs being thrown. They know what their offense is capable of. I think that the offensive line is what's hindering them from having a super elite offense. Like, they have a great offense. Like, the Bucs have a great defense. They're just young. It is what it is. But yesterday, Jared Goff, to a certain extent, outplayed Tom Brady. And it's, I mean, he was in every position too. Like, the Rams' strong suit is their defense, and their defense came to play. Like I mentioned in my prediction video yesterday, I mentioned that when Tom Brady gets touched, it's a wrap. When he gets touched, he plays very nervous. Like, you've seen in that last 2-minute drive, they had about 2:40 on the clock and they were driving down the field. It was 2nd and 10. They were throwing a deep pass and he overthrew his man. I think he kind of just sensed that pressure was coming, because that's how it was happening all night. They really couldn't protect Tom Brady to a certain extent, but he made the bad read anyway. I mean, the dude was double covered. I mean, he tried to throw him open, but he threw it towards the safety. So it was just a bad call. And it opens the door for more questions. Like, does Tom need Bill Belichick? Which I think they were just a match made in heaven. Neither one of them are doing exceptional without the other. Like, granted, the Patriots don't have the roster that they normally would have with Tom Brady. But I mean, to be fair, this is the first year with Cam. They're doing as best they can for what they have. I feel the Bucs are in a far better position. Like, if you swapped the roles, like if you threw Cam and Bill Belichick on the Bucs, I think that they would be playing really well as opposed to what they have now. It's that door for that conversation is open. We may talk about that. That'll be something we have a discussion about at the end of the season. Right now, the Bucs are 6-10. They're 6-4, and honestly, they're 2-4 in dogfight games. They've lost 4 dogfight games. They have lost to the Saints twice. They've lost to the Bears, and they lost to the Rams yesterday. They did, however, beat the Packers, and they beat the Raiders convincingly. They beat both of them by a pretty decent margin, and they played great those games. But, I mean, this just leaves questions up in the air. The Rams played phenomenal on both ends of the ball. The Rams corners and the line stepped up. Like, Ramsey had a decent game. He did give up a touchdown for Mike Evans. But, I mean, it's only so much you can do. That's going to be a fight. Mike Evans had a pretty decent night, but Ramsey had a decent night as well. That's kind of, their matchup is kind of what set the tone for the game. It was just a fight both ways. I think the Rams drove the field a little easier, and that's because of that yak, like that I mentioned earlier. But it was a great game. Like, I'm fine with going 0-2 in this situation. I wish Brady would have put up a better fight in the last game-winning drive. I wish he would have made a smarter play. Maybe potentially, I don't want to say took the sack, but disguised it to throw the ball away, because that play wasn't open, and that cost him the game. It was a rough night for Brady. He didn't play his best. He really had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So, I mean, the door was open for the Rams to take the dub when Jared Goff stepped up and Sean McVay created a great game plan. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that the Bucs are in trouble? Because they have the Chiefs next. I think that's an L as well. So what do y'all think? Y'all thinking Bucs in trouble? Y'all thinking that they can bounce back? They just going to have 5 losses on the season? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Stay blessed.